Hello there, welcome to the Successive Direct Impacts video in FM1 so we can answer questions from exercise 4D. In this video we're going to look through one very long question. Sometimes these questions can be up to 14 marks in exams with lots of different subparts to them. So we're going to have lots of different collisions and we'll have to answer lots of different questions based on this scenario. So in this question we have three spheres A, B and C, with masses 1 kilogram and 2 kilograms and 3 kilograms respectively. They're moving along the same horizontal plane, A, B, then C. The initial velocities of A, B and C are 7, 3 and 1 in the direction A, B, C. Spheres A collide with sphere B and then B collides with C. The coefficient of restitution between A and B is a half and B and C is a quarter. Part A is find the velocities of the three spheres after both collisions have taken place. Part B, explain how you know that there will be a further collision between A and B. So let's set up the first collision then. So it's got 7, 3 and 1 kilogram, 2 kilograms with X and Y are the speeds afterwards. So we're going to set up our two simultaneous equations. So coefficient of restitution and the momentum one, the conservation momentum one. So it's 1 times 7, add 2 times 3 is 1 times x, add 2 times y, which gives 13 equals x plus 2y. The coefficient of restitution formula is a half for A and B. The speed of separation is y minus x, and the speed of approach is 4. Then we get our two simultaneous equations, x is 3 and y is 5. Excellent. So that's the first collision. So now we'll have to consider the second collision. So in the second collision, B now has a speed of 5, C still has a speed of 1, and now we're looking to find speeds A and B. So again, we're going to use conservation of momentum and coefficient of restitution. Solve these. Oh, this is meant to be B, take away A. Solve these on your calculator, and we get A is 2, and B is 3. So therefore, after the collision, the speeds are going to be A has a speed of 3, B has a speed of 2, and C has a speed of 3. Okay. How do we know that there will be a further collision between A and B? Well, it's because A is travelling faster and in the same direction with no resistance and will eventually catch up. Okay. In fact, I think we're going to have a look at a second question now. So completely different to that previous scenario now, is a uniform sphere P of mass 3m is moving in a same straight line with speed u on a smooth horizontal table. Another uniform smooth sphere Q of mass m is having the same radius as P, is travelling with speed 2u in the opposite direction of P. P and Q collide directly, and the speeds after their collision are V and W respectively. The coefficient of restitution between P and Q is E. Find an expression for V and W in terms of U and E. So let's draw out a diagram. So they're going to collide directly, and then we're going to have speeds V and U afterwards. So conservation of momentum, coefficient of restitution. And we get these two equations here. Now, unfortunately, we can't put these into the calculator, so we need to rearrange these as simultaneous equations. So to find V, we need to eliminate W, and we're going to do that by subtracting the two equations. So I'm going to rewrite them slightly in a different format so I can see that my W's line up, and they will cancel out if I subtract. So 4V, so 3V take away minus V, you take away minus by adding, and then u take away 3ue, divide by the 4, and you get v is u over 4, brackets 1 minus 3e. Now to get w, we could either go back to them as simultaneous equations or substitute this v into one of the two equations. So now let's find w. So I think I've done the simultaneous equation approach. So take the two simultaneous equations. I'm going to multiply the second one by 3 to make the v's line up, add the two equations together, and we get W is equal to U over 4 brackets 1 plus 9E. So that's the velocity of V, this is the velocity of W. Okay, so let's leave that there then. So show that if the direction of P is changed by the collision, then E is greater than a third. So if E has a direction that is changed, then this expression for V here is negative. So if V is negative, then we can replace our expression for V as a less than 0 inequality. So get rid of the U and the divide by 4 because those two are non-zero constants. So we could times and divide them to the other side. Move the 3E onto the other side and divide by 3. So E is bigger than a third. Okay. Okay, so in the next part, following the collision with P and the sphere Q, then collides with and rebounds from a vertical wall. The coefficient of restitution between Q and the wall is E dash. Given that E was 5 over 9, and P and Q will collide again in the subsequent motion, show that E dash is greater than 1/9. So the coefficient of restitution between P and Q is E. We now know that that is 5/9. So I can go back to my expressions for V and W and substitute in 5/9 and work out that V was minus U over 6 and that W is 3U over 2. Okay, so now I know the exact velocities for V and W after the collision. So now Q is going to go and hit a wall. So Q comes along, it's got speed 3U over 2, and it's going to then move away from the wall with a velocity x. So Q rebounds the wall. When it's just a wall, you can use E equals V over U. We're going to use E dash as our coefficient of restitution here because it's between Q and the wall, and then separation, which is x, over approach, which is 3U over 2. So x is equal to 3U E dash over 2. Okay, so now we've got the velocity that x is moving at and the velocity that P is going to be moving at. So it's going to look like this. So previously we worked out that V was U over 6, but in the left-hand direction we worked it out to be minus U over 6, but it's actually going to be pointing to the left with the speed U over 6, and Q is now going to have a velocity 3U E dash over 2. Now if these two particles collide again, then the speed of Q must be bigger than the speed of V. So we're going to set up an inequality that says 3U E dash over 2 is greater than U over 6. That's how we're going to get our particles to collide again. Let's rearrange these as if they were equations, create common denominators, then get rid of those denominators, then divide by 9U, and we get E, divide by 9 as well, E dash is greater than 1/9. Excellent, so there we are, that's how we do these sorts of questions. Alright then, your turn to have a little go at this one here then. Pause the video now and give question 4 a go. Okay, so in question 4, we have 3 identical spheres, A, B, and C, of equal masses m along the same line on a horizontal plane. A and B are moving in opposite directions. Let's start out with a diagram. So this is A and B, M and M. So this in opposite directions with speeds 4U and 2U. In the same direction. C is moving in the same direction as A with a speed of 3U. Okay, so M, C, 3U. If the coefficient of restitution between any two of the spheres is E, show that B will collide with C if E is greater than 2/3. Okay, so let's work out the velocities of A and B after their first collision. So let's set up our two simultaneous equations. Conservation of momentum is going to have, I'm going to point right as positive, 4mu minus 2mu equals mv plus mw. Divide by the m and we're going to get 2u equals v plus w. Coefficient of restitution now, so the speed of approach is going to be 6u, speed of separation is w minus v, and times the 6u to the other side, and we get our two simultaneous equations. Okay, so let's now get a answer for v, so it's for w, because I want to know if b and c will collide again. So I'm going to take this as simultaneous equation number 1, this is simultaneous equation number 2, and to cancel out v, I'm going to add the two equations together. 1 add 2, so that's going to give us 2u plus 6ue equals, by adding the two equations, the v's cancel out, and we're going to get 2w. Divide through by 2, and I'm going to get u brackets 1 plus 3e equals w. Okay, so we now need to show that B will collide with C only if E is bigger than 2/3. So what I now need to do is I now need to set U brackets 1 plus 3E, which is the speed of W, to be greater than 3U for that collision to happen. So expand the brackets, take away one of the u's to the other side, divide by u, so it's now just 3e is bigger than 2, so now e is bigger than 2/3. Excellent, there we are, we've proved part A. Okay, part B then is find the direction of motion of A after the collision if E is bigger than 2/3. Okay, so let's continue on this work then. So if we were to work out V from before, then so if E is bigger than 2/3 after the direction of motion of A after the collision, so we're working out V now, so we're going to take away the equations from each other. So it's going to be, let's do 1 take away 2, so it's going to be 2u minus 6ue equals, and then when we do 1 take away 2, we're going to get 2v. So we're going to get, divide by 2, u brackets 1 minus 3e equals, and I've divided by 2 already, v. Find the direction of motion if the, so v is equal to u brackets 1 minus 3e. So I want to know whether this is going to end up as positive or negative. So if E is bigger than 2/3, then if it was equal to 2/3, then it'd be 1 minus 2, which would be a negative. And then any bigger than that would make the 3e even bigger, so it would definitely turn around and be in the other direction. So the work I'm going to have to do here is to show that if E is bigger than 2/3, 3e is going to be bigger than 2. Therefore, 1 minus 3e is always going to be less than 0. So therefore, the direction of A changes after the collision. Okay, so there we are, that's the answer to question 4 there. So there we are, hopefully you found that video helpful, hopefully you found this series of videos helpful, because we've finished the FM1 course. Now it's your turn, and with mechanics you just need lots and lots of practice at lots of different questions, so make sure you go and seek that out. textbook is great, exam questions are great, and yeah, best of luck, and find your teacher if you need any help.